Perfect. So my name's Dave. I believe in something called full throttle vitality, which is really the continual pursuit of excellence in athletics. I've been really fortunate to be able to find a training partner here at Blended Athletics. I start every day here in the mornings. It starts me off on the right tone for the day. It allows me to really set up the rest of my day for success. I really believe in not only something like full throttle vitality, but really living a life filled with health and wellness. I've been really fortunate to have had health and wellness be really central to my life for a very long time. And unfortunately, sometimes you lose that, right? I've been distracted in the past, and whether that's from job status or it's substance abuse, a number of different things. But at the end of the day, health has always brought me back to being myself. And I'm very lucky and I'm very fortunate to have a great environment to train with the best and to continually excel with what I'm doing as an athlete. I think everybody at some point in time finds a low, right? Whether that's internally, whether that's something that externally happens to them, right? Something like COVID for me, as somebody that just loves to be social, somebody that loves to be outdoors, somebody that loves to be able to mingle, work out with people. To be isolated was extremely tough. And so I think like a lot of people, I turned to substances. And it was the first time in my life that I had really gone a period of time without having health and wellness really be core, right? Really be fundamental to who I was as an individual. And I lost myself. I lost a piece of myself in that process. The right side of this story is the ability to be able to find something like health, vitality, wellness, excellence, and be able to have that as a ritual, to be able to have that as a habit, and be able to have something that you can rely upon and strive for every day in order to become a little bit better every single day. You know, I've been really lucky in the past to have had some really cool things athletically, you know, whether that's on the golf course, on the track, in the gym. But the coolest thing about athleticism isn't necessarily the trophies, you know, or the prizes at the end of the day. It's the chance to continually do it every day, right? To believe in that process and to believe in the habitual nature of being an athlete. And I lost that. I believe in environments of excellence. And I believe that in order to be excellent, you need to constantly surround yourself with people that are also trying to pursue that next level, at that next level of excellence. And I think where we're so lucky here at Blended is having the ability to have so many different individuals across so many different walks of life all come together to try to push themselves just a little bit more every single day. For me, it's first thing in the morning. Right? I set up my day fueled by caffeine, of course, to start it off first thing in the morning, but it's now become a habit for me. Every day when I go to work, I go to Blended beforehand. And one of the most successful things I've seen out of this gym is the reliance upon the community to help push ourselves to become a little bit better, a little bit faster, a little bit stronger, and kind of redefine what's normal. For myself, I'm in my late 30s. Right? I'm not a 20-something, you know, superhero, action figure type person. You know, I have responsibilities. I have a job, I have a family, I've got a mortgage, I've got a lot of things that constantly pull on me. I need to be at my best. And the ability to train at the best athletic facility starts my day, every day, on the right note. So having that environment that you're constantly surrounded by people that support you, encourage you, but also push you a little bit to be just a little bit better, right? Accountable for those people that are around you has been a tremendous change, but also a tremendous foundation now for me to become what I want to be as an athlete, both on and off the golf course. I haven't played nearly as much as I have in past years, and I think a lot of people think that in order to become excellent at something, you have to dedicate your entire day, your entire life in order to become great at one particular thing. And in my case, I found that there's a balance. And in this case, a harmonious blend between the amount that I train and my performance on the golf course. So this year, I've been very fortunate to have provincial championships where I've placed and now qualified for nationals. Very fortunate to have won the club championship at Ashburn. These performances from playing less on the golf course have actually allowed me to now enjoy being out on the course that much more. The environment around being able to play golf now includes things like training at a high level here at Blended Athletics. When I'm on a course, I feel better as an athlete. I feel like I have more power, I have more endurance, I have more flexibility. I have my 20-something still inside me, even though, by the calendar, I'm actually getting older. So it feels great to compete with people that certainly have incredible abilities. And I think I still have the ability to just play at an extremely high level on the golf course. But I've found now that the right mix in order to bring out my best isn't necessarily dedicating my entire life towards golf, but actually still loving golf and training like an athlete around the clock. From my experiences, I never would have thought that there's such a void when you turn from the other side of addiction. For myself, it was with alcohol. And there's a void that's left inside of you, right? And to think that you can just put it behind you is almost impossible. You need something in order to gravitate to. And it's not something that you look at 5 years down the road or 10 years down the road. It's something that you can look at and commit to every single day. And for myself, when I made that transition back to who I was, health and wellness came in and filled that entire bubble, right? So I didn't allow myself to have any opportunity to deviate from the path. There's an incredible difference between knowing what you're supposed to be doing and actually doing it. And I think where a lot of people find that they get lost, especially with something like addiction, is that they just don't see a way past those things that are immediately in front of them. How am I going to get through this weekend? It's Friday night and I just want to have pizza and a beer to come through the week. How am I ever going to get past that? Or how am I supposed to ever go to a business event or a social atmosphere and not have something that has been a staple in my hand the entire time? And it's just like a workout. There are workouts that you look at and you say, how in the heck am I going to get through this? And you get through it and you get on the other side, you look back and you say, I'm that much stronger as a result of doing today's workout, that you want to do that again the next day. You almost look at the adversity as something that's encouraging for you. And very quickly, I found that those opportunities that I thought were too hard to overcome, you actually start looking for those opportunities to test yourself. I would love to go away on a vacation and be sober the entire time. Then you do it and you're like, I feel great. I got up every day. I was able to go for a run or a workout on the beach or whatever the case is. And people around you start to become inspired. I remember I was on a business trip years ago to St. John's, Newfoundland in the middle of George Street Fest. And what was so inspiring from that trip was that amongst all the people that were there to party, certainly I was there for work. The other side of it too is that there were people that I was hanging out with that were inspired by what I was doing. The very next day we got up and we ended up running Signal Hill, the trail all the way up to the top, and did a little workout on the top of Signal Hill with the sunrise. And it was so cool for people to be able to make the switch from, geez, I didn't think that was possible, to, no, I kind of want to do that too. And so now there's starting to be more and more individuals that really have health and wellness as a focus in their life. And I think if you can just take that whole elephant that just seems so hard to be able to swallow, and you can just take one little bite at a time, get through the next challenge the exact same way that you do with a workout, those characteristics and those learnings apply through everything. And I think that would be my biggest piece of advice, is don't look at everything as this one big journey. Just take it one little step every single time. I think everybody has a will to want to be better. What's tough is the discipline component. Right? We can all be motivated. It's how can we set up those little things every single day in order to eventually, over time, turn into what we want to be. And for me, the challenges of being able to just get started are so daunting for a lot of people. Whether that's with fitness, or whether it's with health, or it's starting your own entrepreneurial venture, it's so hard to get lost in myriad consequences. What I would always advise people as they first start getting going is totally understand your why. Things are going to get tough, 100%. But if you can fully understand your reasons why you're getting out of bed in the morning, and allow that to drive you to just get to the next step, and get to the next level, and get to the next component, there's so many little things that happen along the journey, whether that's with meeting people, having opportunities present themselves, little life victories, that over time they aggregate. And the power of that aggregation is so strong that all of a sudden you've forged a new path. Once you have that path established for yourself, you almost don't want to deter from it anymore. You don't want to go back to the way things were. It is incredibly challenging for somebody to look at the things that high-level athletes can do, right? Whether that's things you see in the gym, or it's different types of workouts, or the amount of weight that some of these athletes can move. That doesn't happen overnight. It's not supposed to happen overnight. What's supposed to happen overnight is that you're going to get up the next morning and be driven to be better. If you have that inside of you, then this place at Blended Athletics is the spot to meet others that want to do the exact same thing. My name's Dave Williamson, and I'm proud to be blended.